consolidation soon. So you might push up and you might see a bit of profit taking. You just need the price alone, maybe a bit of a consolidation above here, maybe some profit taking, pam, we break the $4. So what is the only price action trading strategy that you need to be profitable in the stock market in the long run? What exactly is price action? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier MyZero trader in Philips Securities, and in this video, I'll be talking about this thing called price action, right? What is this secret strategy that I use on any single stock, any single chart, and you don't need any complicated indicators and all that. All you need is just the price. Exactly, that's the name, right? Price action. You just need the price alone, and you are able to know when to get in, when to get out, and to even focus on that stock itself. So if you want to know what is this price action strategy that I use, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. Let's go. So let's take a look at a few case studies as I share this price action strategy, right? So first of all, when we're looking at price action, we are pretty much just looking at the candlestick and the prices itself. We don't need any complicated indicators like moving averages and all that. I mean, you can do this one just to get a confirmation of the trend, but essentially all you need is just the price itself. So this is one of the stocks that is in our watch list in the Singapore market called Centurion. So we have caught for this stock since last year, and you can see that this stock is clearly in an uptrend. So without even talking about price action, first of all, we want to think about getting in on stocks which are strong, which has the potential to push higher. And they've been pushing higher for a couple of weeks, couple of months, and they look strong, and they have the potential to push even higher, right? So that's the first thing. So how do we know if a stock is strong? So first thing first, just by looking at the price, as you can see that since like a couple of months back, we have seen what we call higher lows. So this was like kind of like the lows we've seen somewhere in February, right, in April, somewhere in May, somewhere in June. You can see somewhere in July, somewhere in July as well, somewhere in August, about the same. And over the past 1-2 weeks, somewhere in August, you can see that the lows are getting higher. So just by looking at a particular stock, you can tell just by looking over the past few months. We don't have to go back to like 5 or 10 years, but just by looking at it over the next the past 1 year or maybe past 2 years, you can see that if the lows are actually getting higher. So quite clearly you can see that for Centurion, it has formed what we call higher lows. So that's a price action that we want to look out for. It means that buyers are actually prepared to buy the stock even though the prices are higher, because support has been found at a higher level and buyers are there to buy at a higher support level. That's how the higher lows are formed. So that's a good thing in terms of the price action. We don't need any moving averages or complicated indicators or trend indicators, right? Just by looking at the price, you can see higher lows. That is a sign of a good uptrend. So that's what you want to focus on in terms of stocks being strong, right? So that is kind of like the first thing in terms of price action. Let's talk about the next thing, which would be what we call consolidation while the trend is up. So let me just remove all these lows. And what I mean by consolidation, so in an uptrend, right, a stock would not just go up every single day, right? You want to be careful if that happens, but most of the time, right, more than 70 to 80% of the time, it will be in what we call consolidation mode. That means a bit of a sideways movement, could be a couple of weeks, couple of months before it attempts to push even higher. So apart from the lows, which is higher lows, are we able to see a healthy consolidation? So let's take a look at it. You can see we saw a consolidation right up here, a bit of sideways for maybe about 2 weeks, right? So that's a good thing. 2 weeks we form a support, and same thing, we form a consolidation here as well, probably about 3 weeks in May. That's where the support actually got a little bit higher, right? Another consolidation here as well. Can you see somewhere in July for about a month, and we got another consolidation here as well for like about a month. So you can see the consolidation actually goes higher, all right, while the lows get higher. So that's a good thing. That is what we call, just by looking at the price action in terms of a higher consolidation in an uptrend. And over the past 2-3 weeks, right, we saw a higher consolidation. You see right now we are actually attempting to break that just past 2 weeks consolidation to push even higher. We may consolidate at a higher level. So apart from the higher lows, right, just by looking at the prices, we also want to focus on, are there any consolidation while it is forming this higher lows, right? Is the consolidation like only like 1 or 2 days, or is it like 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month? Well, if we have a very consistent consolidation, it moves up, like every time it consolidates for like a month and it moves up, 1 month and it moves up, that is a healthy consolidation. So as it push up again, that's where we can expect maybe a same period of consolidation, right? So let me just go ahead to remove all this consolidation, and you can see that as we consolidate, we find what we call a higher support level. So let me just draw this line. You can see this is a support level over here. We have another higher support level. So support level, support, and same thing, maybe we have a support level as well. You can see, right? So consolidates, pump, consolidates, pump, consolidates, right? So the support actually gets higher, and we have another support level that's been found over here as well. And now you can see, as I mentioned, we pump, we break it, so we might find another higher support. It could be maybe around that 70 cents level. So it depends, right? Because right now we are actually attempting to push higher for this stock. So we want to see what we call a consolidation. So you might push up and you might see a bit of profit taking, and that is where we might see that consolidation. So after we see higher lows, and after we see a consolidation, and after we see what we call a support level being found, a higher support level that is being found, well, what can we do? Well, this strategy essentially allows us to time our entry to get in at where the higher support level is. So for example, of course now it's only like 2 or 3 days, but for example, let's say, over the next few days we see this stock pushing higher and it consolidates above this like 70 cents support level, right? And we see buying pressure coming back, it dips and then buys it come back. Well, that is where you could think about getting in on dips near the higher support level. Same like what we saw over here, right? So we've supported over here, so that's where you could time your entry to get in. Over here as well, higher support level. Over here as well, over here as well. And of course now, if the support is higher, we can time our entry to get in at a higher support level. Does it make sense? All right, so that's just by looking at the prices itself, looking at the consolidation in an uptrend. You want to think about timing your entry on dips as the support gets higher. So you can lock in some profits as it heads towards like a target or like a resistance. That is fine as well. But if it were to retrace back down, that's where you could time your entry to get in on dips for a potential rebound back up. And what you could do with this price action strategy as well is, once the support gets higher, right, you want to try to time your entry near that support level. What you could do is you want to have a plan as well, or in case that higher support level were to break down. So for example, right, I mean it's only a few days, but let's just assume that 70 cents is a support level right now, right? And you're afraid that if it breaks 70 cents, we could actually see that sell down or the reversal all the way down. Well, that's where you want to have a stop loss as well, right? Maybe a few bits below that 70 cents, maybe like 67, or to give a bit of allowance, be 64, just to protect the downside, right? You want to put it below a support level that is very likely to hold, because we have been in an uptrend as well, and we have seen buyers coming back near that support as well, right? And of course, if the support doesn't hold, then it's good to have a plan to get out to reduce your exposure, because that's where we might see a short-term selling down, maybe back to the next support level. All right, so that's just by using what we call price action trading. And by the way, right, this stock, we actually send it out to clients of mine in Philip Securities. So you want to find out a little bit more into how you can get some of those ideas much faster by WhatsApp on a daily basis. Make sure you check out the link is right below. Click on it to find out a little bit more as to how you can become a VIP client of mine in Philip Securities to get some of our private training, some of those ideas, updates daily, exclusive for VIP clients of ours, right, at no additional cost, right? It's not paying anything more. It's exactly the same as whatever you pay when you're trading, all right? But we do strive to add value to our VIP clients for free. So let's move on to the second stock called SATS Services, one of the Singapore stocks that have came into our watch list over the past couple of months, and I actually shared these stocks with VIP clients of mine in Philip Securities as well, right? So let's see how we can use this price action trading, all right? And you can see that for SATS Services, it looks a little bit different from the other stock just now called Centurion, right? So for Centurion, it has been in an uptrend, I would say, for the past 5 to 6 months, but for SATS, only the past 1 to 2 months we have started to see signs of the uptrend actually forming. This is more of a reversal play, whereas for Centurion is more of a uptrending play that's pushing higher, right? So let's see how we can apply what we call price action trading. So you can see, right, for SATS Services, same thing. We have found a low, right? We have found a low right over here. That was from like end of 2022, maybe all the way to May 2024. So I would say about 1.5 years we have found this low. So the low doesn't get higher. It's not really in an uptrend from like end of 2022 to May 2024. It was in a consolidation mode. So based on these lows, which is the same, we can actually draw what we call a support level right over here, right, connecting the lows. So let me go to remove all these lows that I've circled, right? So you can see that is the lows, right? So we have drawn this horizontal support level connecting the lows, right? And this will be around that $2.40. So a bit of a sideways movement, right? So for the past one over year, right, as it stays above this support level, it's just moving sideways. It doesn't go down, it doesn't go up as well. Only when we're to break to a higher level, that is where we get confirmation of the reversal actually happening. So let's see if we can find any major resistance level. I would say right over here. So that is the resistance levels. You can see, right? So it's like moving down. So lower highs. So you can see right over here, the highs get lower. All right, the highs get lower until the highs became the same as it consolidates from like $2.40 to $3. So it was a bit of a downtrend, and the highs became the same. So from downtrend to sideways trend from $2.40 all the way to that $3. So that was what was happening for like about 1.5 years, right? So nothing happened. It's just a sideways movement. You want to be patient. You can maybe think about getting in based on the price action strategy. You can try to maybe think about getting in near that $2.40 support level, right? So maybe near 240 something, 250 something. That's where it has rebounded many times. You can see if you can spot any what we call bullish, right? Bullish reversal candles right near the support level. Look at this, right? Quite a bullish reversal candle right away. So you spot what we call like a support level. It's rebounded many times, and if you were to hit to that support level again, and you see bullish candles coming out, right? This is what we call a bullish candle, right over here, as it pushes away from the support level. Somewhere over here, a spinning top as well. You can see it start to push away, all right, above the support level as well. So that's where it could be a price action to watch as well for any reversal from that support level. But let's talk about in terms of the reversal actually playing out, as it actually gets out of this 1.5 years sideways consolidation. Well, then we want to break above what we call a very key level. So $3 was that very key resistance level that we have been moving sideways. But finally, somewhere in like July, right, just last month, you can see we actually broke above that $3 resistance. And $3 is also what we call a psychological level, right? It's like a full number, $3, $10, $1. These are what we call psychological levels. So we give a bit more weight to that. I mean, the fact that we also have been trading below it for more than a year, we go above it, that is a good thing. You see, we went up, came all the way back down, and we retested that same $3 resistance turn support level, right? So that's a sign of strength as well, as that this $3 is a new support level. It's a higher support from like $2.40. It became $3. So we can turn this to green in color, because now $3 is a support level. And so can we spot any bullish reversal candles right over here? Yeah, I would say that about 2-3 weeks back we actually spotted some bullish reversal candles. Even though it's red in color, you can see buyers are starting to come back on dips as we approach that $3. So we actually shared this stock with VIP clients of mine in Philip Securities because we spotted some really bullish candlestick pattern. Of course, a few days later it started to see that rebound, right? So you can see right now, are we back to forming what we call higher lows? So as I mentioned, for 1.5 years the lows was the same, right? Here is pretty much the same boring lows, right? Same lows. But because we have broken out above the $3, now the lows is actually starting to get higher, right? So from here to here to here and over here as well. And perhaps now we may have find another support level by the lows is getting higher. So let's see if we can find another support level. Okay, let me just remove all these lines right over here. So there would be another support level, I would say maybe around the $3.50, right? So you can see, right, we can look at what we call the past prices, right, in terms of price action to see where we could potentially hit to before some selling actually happened, or maybe it could be a new support level as well. So you can see for $3.50 in 2021 and 2022, we actually have been holding above this very key support level. Look at this, right? A couple of times, just rebound, and of course, finally somewhere in 2022, in somewhere in the September, we broke down and came down. So that was a very key support level. Let's see where we are right now. You can see we actually went above that 350 resistance. So good, right? That's a good thing, right? So this support has turned to a resistance, and based on price action, we have broken above this resistance level, which is now a new support level. So I think the price is about $3.62. So let's see where we could potentially hit to next, right? Just by looking at the past prices. Again, maybe all the way to like $4. Let me just put this in red color because that's where we have seen some selling. You can see a couple of support pump. We broke down, it became a resistance. So $4 would be the next resistance. After $4, maybe to that $4.50, whereby we saw some selling actually coming back. All right, so let's take a look at where we are right now. So you can see in terms of the targets I've drawn based on the past price action, the past resistance level, all right, we can potentially hit from $3.50 all the way to $4 first. That's where some selling can happen. Of course, if $4 were to give way, we can potentially push towards the $4.50, right? So just by looking at, you know, the higher lows and the consolidation as we goes higher, and also the past prices whereby we saw resistance and support levels, we can gauge what we call where we can potentially hit to just by looking at the prices, right? And you can see, guys, we don't have any moving averages or complicated stuff. It's just the prices, the candlestick, and, you know, the support and resistance lines that I have drawn, right? So you can see support, as I mentioned, higher. So now $3.50 would potentially be the support. We might see maybe a bit of a consolidation above here, maybe some profit taking. We break the $4. And we can push higher again. It's where we have another higher low. All right, so this is Set Services, one of the stocks that came in our watch list. Is more of a reversal play. I hope that you guys can see why, you know, we have started to see that reversal happen, because we have actually got out of the very key $3 psychological resistance that triggered the whole entire move upwards. Alright, so there we have it, guys. This is pretty much the price action strategy that I use for more than 10 years now in a nutshell, right? Just by looking at the prices without any indicator, we just need the candlestick, and from the lows, from the trend, from the horizontal support and resistance level, we can gauge if the stock is good to buy or not, and where can we potentially think about getting in to ride even more upside. So I hope this video has served you well. You have learned something, and if you have learned something, guys, go to give me a like, smash the subscribe button as well, hit the follow button so that you will not miss out on any videos like this, and that will really help out the channel as well. And as I mentioned, right, for these 2 case studies that I've shared with you guys, of course, we look at things like the trend, the price action, but there are other things that we look at as well. And if you want to find out a little bit more, you can attend one of those webinars. But if you want to get some of those ideas much faster by WhatsApp on a daily basis, as I mentioned, right, check out how to become a VIP client of mine in Philip Securities for free at no additional cost. That's where, you know, you get these ideas much faster than the time it takes to like record and do and edit a video like this. All right, it's so much faster, right? So Joey here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to see you in the next video. Take care.